Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me again today for another session of Me Programming Daily. Today on my agenda, drakon render again, and I'll be continuing with the toMap function that converts right now a list of skewer blocks into a map of ID and skewer block. And by the end of today's session, I hope it will be converting the whole drakon diagram into a slightly different kind of map. So I hope you have your coffee or tea or any of your drink of your choice ready, and let's write some code. So toMap, we'll probably have to move somewhere. Let's see where it's used. It's not used here, so we can't move it here. And it would be very useful here. Because we can't reference drakon diagram in the skewer block because that would be a circular dependency. So you know what? Let's put a pin in this for now. After all, we can always add no. What am I talking about? Of course we can use toMap. Here. Oh, it's not used yet. But we can easily use... Oh, we can't because the map is ID and skewer block, and naturally the end terminator is not a skewer block, and also the start terminator also isn't a skewer block. So let's start the session by changing the type of this map from a skewer block to just an origin / a point. It does build. Okay, time to change that. Oops. Okay, so this map is not yet used. That's good, so this should still build. Skewer block 93. So here we should get its origin. I think this is what it looks like. 89. Yep. All of this is just to be able to render those extra connections between skewer blocks. Okay. So now where we call render, we should also render those extra connections. I thought of doing another sweep of the render function to only render these connections, but then I thought once the types change a little bit. Right now we have these IDs or pairs of IDs defined on the drakon diagram level, but if you think of it, they should really be defined on the icon level or on the skewer block level or terminator level. I'm not sure if terminator can lead to a block, or it probably can't. So we should really have this type changed because it can either contain a list of skewer blocks, or if a list is not present, a connection to a different skewer block. Having said it out loud, I think the connection can also lead from this end to any other block, provided that it doesn't cross any lines. But I will have to look it up. For now, I'm reasonably happy with this, so let's get rid of this. It does build and it does run. So let's say we want to render, of course, an incorrect, but still a connection from 300 to ID 300 to ID, or maybe that's not the best idea. 221 would be better because it wouldn't overlap anything. 221 to say 200. Do we import the ID? Yes, we do. Oh, so now we can go back to this new signature. And here we would have to retrieve information from the map about the connection. Okay, so maybe that was premature. Let's change this render function to also accept the map. So here, instead of increasing the size of this already big implementation of render, let's provide a new function. Which has a map. And it returns diagram B. So let's go back to main. Let's not worry about these for now. Okay, it still works. Nothing is broken. That's good. Now, we do need to position them. Position skewer blocks. Here we will have to use it. Not here. That's okay. Now we can get rid of this and move it here. For now, though, let's ignore it. So, at the very least, this diagram should not be impacted. And it isn't. Now, let's try to implement this. But the trick here is going to be this part. The connection will depend on the result of the map lookup. So for now, let's just say P2 or -1, this one. And we should see something. Oh yeah. This needs to be an ID. So let's improvise. Okay. It doesn't matter for now. Okay. That is rendering something. Now I think we are ready to take a deep dive and change this type signature. And that will allow us to use additional connections defined here. In this place. No, these are all made up. And again, this is a parser, so I don't necessarily care for it to be exactly correct just today. Sorry. We have the constructor. It's just not used properly. Maybe it is. Oh, it is. should just be done a little bit differently. Yeah. Okay, we are not rendering anything because this collection is empty, but if we wanted to, it doesn't matter what's inside as long as there are elements. So here we should render just one connection. Perfect. It doesn't necessarily connect these two, but we do render a connection. So now let's do a lookup. So let's start equals. Okay. This would be start ID, finish ID. That's a good suggestion. And let's see if this renders something. Okay, it sort of kind of renders something. Let's not forget this is the origin point, and this is the origin point. So we are rendering something. Let's just test it with a different thing. 221 to 200. Yes, let's also render 221 to 100. I'm using 221 because it's easy to see. Otherwise, the line would overlap with something else. With 100. And also with, say, 300. So I'm expecting 3 lines now. And yet we're only getting 1. But it's okay. I feel this is something that we'll troubleshoot tomorrow. for today. Let's finish right here. I thank you very much for your attention. Tomorrow should be an interesting session where we figure out why those connections are not being drawn properly. And maybe if time allows, we'll draw them as a set of, each connection as a set of straight lines as opposed to diagonal lines as shown here. And then in the future perspective, we'll start figuring out when to allow these connections so that they don't cross with any other connections. Right. Thanks very much for your attention today. Thanks for tuning in. And I wish you a fantastic day and take care. Bye.